Hello everyone, my name is Turki and today we're here to present our Modern Biomedical Technologies class project, which is a shoe insert for anisomelia, also known as leg length discrepancy. And I have here my teammate Ashley to present herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Ashley Neubauer. Turki and I will be presenting today, and the project was advised by Dr. Anna Pyatt. So first we will be talking about the introduction. Our project is a 3D printed shoe insert for someone who has limb length discrepancy, specifically leg length. Limb length discrepancy is when someone's arm or leg is shorter than the other and can cause issues in everyday life. And especially if there's a significant difference. Difference in leg lengths is the most common form of leg length discrepancy. The reason for the difference could either be someone's born with it, with the condition that causes it, or they could have had something happen during adolescence when the child was growing, which affected the growth or the length of the bone. This could be caused by a fracture, trauma, or infection. And this type of condition is actually very common, and most people do actually have a slight difference in their leg, but most of the time it's never noticeable or causes any problems in their life. But when someone does have a difference that is greater than 1.5 to 2 centimeters, a doctor would recommend being evaluated to see if treatment is needed. And in this case we studied here, our customer's difference in length was much greater, which Turki is now going to go into more detail on.
So, as Ashley had mentioned, our customer difference is much greater than 1.5 or 2 centimeters. And I want to talk about how we met our client. He's actually a friend of mine, and we thought it would be a great opportunity to help someone that we personally know. First, according to the customer, he was born with his condition. It wasn't caused by any accidents, and the difference between his legs are 10.5 centimeters. And we asked the customer if he had ever used any products to fix the difference, but he never used any products for a long-term use because the products that he tried, according to him, were not fit for his exact condition. So we asked him again, how can we create something that would work better for his case? And all what he wanted is that to create a piece that filled the gap that I can show you here. It's as tall as a pencil almost. So to fill that gap and add the support to balance his body movement. Let's talk about the idea now. The idea basically is a piece that would fit the gap under his ankle. And we were looking for the best shape to fix the gap. Should we use a square, a rectangle? But the one we first thought would fit the condition was a cylinder. We were inspired by the idea of high heels, but we realized that it wouldn't be comfortable for the client and wouldn't fill the whole gap under his foot. As shown here, you see, that's the gap we're talking about. So if we have a cylinder, it's gonna just be like here. So after this, we decided and suggested we're gonna just design a symbol which, like this one, the one shown in the slide. And Ashley now can tell us if this product already existed or not.
So there are similar products to our idea, however, they are usually for smaller leg differences. Our design is different because it's going to be specific for one person, so it can perfectly fill the gap. Also, our customer's leg difference is so large that it is necessary that we use high-top sneakers for his foot to fit inside the shoe. And now I'll present the final 3D model that we created. Our design is a wedge specific to the difference of our customer's leg. It has 2 stacked cylinders on the back to rest perfectly inside the shoe, and the piece has a 10.7 centimeter length, a 5.869 centimeter width, and a 10.5 centimeter height, which will lift the customer's shorter leg up perfectly to match the other. We used a flexible material so it would be comfortable when the customer walks, and the cost of our design was only 96 cents, which is way cheaper than any design available for this type of condition. And we will also post this model online for anyone who wants to modify it specifically for their measurements. And so here are actual pictures of our final 3D printed design. The picture here on the top left, as you can see, the wedge is perfectly fit inside the shoe, which is why we added the cylinders. And next to it here, you can see this is what the wedge would look like inside the shoe, but we have it here on the outside. And then on the bottom here, we have pictures of our final 3D model, which came out perfectly as we had designed it. And now Turki is going to show the results.
So before to show the results, we wanted to show the case before in detail and talk about it. So as you see here for his right foot, it's completely flat on the ground, doesn't have any problems, looks 100% normal. While the left foot, as you see, we have the 10.5 centimeters difference here, or as we mentioned before, the pencil, as you see here and there, and it looks like obvious to anyone and it's noticeable, which maybe doesn't cause a comfortable way for the customer to be looking. And this also caused unbalanced body movement for the customer, and customer was using his toes to walk to give more balance and support for his left foot. And here are the results after. As you see here, this is the left foot completely flat on the ground and gave him the balance he needs. His knees are matched. We're gonna show this on the videos right after this slide, and he has more flexible walking, smoother walking, and we're gonna now show the videos for the case. So this is how he used to walk before. As you see here, his leg is not completely balanced, both of his legs, his body, and we'll see it after here. A big improvement in how he walks, looks more natural, more normal. And now here we have it in slow motion. As you see here, there's like big distribution in his left leg. He's leaning, he's walking on his toes. And here in the normal walk with the design that we made. It's taking a minute to walk, but he's not leaning anymore. He's having more normal looking. He's walking with less problems than before, less distribution. But the customer had some suggestions that he wants us to consider to improve the design, and Ashley can tell us more about the improvements that can be applied to the design.
So after talking to the customer, he said that the design would be better for something with a higher top, so his ankle would be able to fit better inside. As you can see here, his ankle is coming out a little bit, so that could be uncomfortable. And for example, boots would probably work better since they have a higher top, and because his difference in leg length is so high, it would probably work better. But the main issue is that his ankle is sticking out too far. So our solution would be to change the shape slightly so that his ankle can sit farther back in the shoe. So change the shape of the wedge to get rid of that. And if we were to keep the same exact design without changing any shape, we would find a more flexible material than what we used, even though we did use the most flexible material available at USF. But next time we would go somewhere else to 3D print to find something else. And now Turki will cover our final thoughts on this project.
So in conclusion, the customer is happy and satisfied with the product. He has some improvements asked us to consider, as Ashley went in detail in the previous slide. And Ashley and I believe that the customer walks with more balance, and he walks smoother, he walks with more normal looking now. And since we're engineers, we care also about the cost, and the cost was as cheap as 96 cents only, while the price range for similar products based on our research was the price was ranging from $10 all the way up to $180. Overall, we were told by the client that he will be using the product temporarily until like he decides to do a surgery, and he told us he will do that like in a couple of years, so he can use our product for, I would call it, a long term. And for the final slide with questions, if any of you guys have questions for us in person, or you guys prefer to email us with the questions, or you guys can also message us on LinkedIn. Thank you so much.